What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Alcoholics Unanimous. I am Josh, your favorite alcoholic, back with episode 17. We're calling this one, Are You Worthy? Are you worthy? Huh? Yeah, that was my gimmick for the episode. Hope you enjoyed it. But I want to talk about, are you worthy of love? Which is something I struggle with pretty badly. Pretty badly, to say the least. Something like feeling like I deserve love, feeling like, oh, I'm kind of getting what I deserve, which, that in this case would be loneliness or despair or something that's not healthy for, someone's lifestyle, really. The low self-esteem that comes with that, all those symptoms that come with not feeling like you're worthy of love. I think, my position on this is that, I've always had a hard time kind of accepting love from anybody. Really anyone. I have some very close friends that have made it through those cracks that I love very much, and I know that they love me. But it's almost like a brotherhood type of feel. It is a brotherhood type of feel. It's not almost, but it is. And I think that is a little bit different than letting somebody kind of new into the picture or allowing somebody to kind of go past that barrier that I've already built up inside of me. It's something even, as simple as like a little compliment will be hard for me to kind of take without being like, what is your angle? What are you trying to get from me? Which is kind of a very selfish way to look at things. And I'll go into why I think I am that way. Don't worry. But that kind of mentality is what it's been my MO for a while. I think it's since I've gotten sober, for sure. And then even a little bit before that, when I was going down that dark spiral of drinking and just zoning out, blacking out all the time, I was starting this kind of path. So it makes me ask, like, of myself, like, why do I feel this way? And the way I feel is kind of like almost like a ghost in some aspects, in some regards. I feel like sometimes people will only see me when they need something from me, and it won't be just a check-in. I feel like I don't get checked in on a lot unless somebody really needs something from me. And that's probably my own doing of why that is the case. I think I've become so closed off that I'm like comfortable with the solidarity, comfortable with the loneliness, only relying on myself for the positive and negatives of life, and giving myself that room to give my, what am I trying to say? I only allow myself to affect me, if that makes sense. I only will allow myself to feel positive when I feel it's okay. I'll allow myself to feel negative when I feel that's okay. And, I spent so much time, especially the last few years, putting myself back together, kind of over and over again, that I'm just like scared to allow anyone else in, scared to obviously break what I've already built, which isn't, I don't think the healthiest thing in the world. Sure, I'm not doing drugs or alcohol anymore. But it's still like a fail safe for me to not allow myself to progress really. Like I said, I spend so much time working on myself that it's like it's I don't want myself to crack and end up heartbroken again, fall back to where I was, feeling so hopeless and just kind of sorry, excuse me. Um, just feeling so hopeless again and not having any direction. Um, this could be it is definitely based in fear. Um, fear of the unknown, which is silly to me because, and as I'm talking, I'm really talking at myself right now. This whole episode is for me. I hope you get something out of it too, but this is for me trying to beat myself up here a little bit, for the better, not for the worse. But it is a fear of the unknown because, yeah, sure, like I could end up down a bad road again, could end up in a really negative place, could end up relapsing, you know, down the line, could end up on the streets. Um, but could also be positive, breaking this mold and allowing myself to feel love from others, from myself, could be very positive too. It could push me to a place that I feel even better, where I feel like I am growing and not stagnating or falling off again. Um, you know, Maybe I excel further beyond the point where I am now. I feel like I'm in a good place, but I also feel like I could be better. Um, Maybe allowing the love of a life partner in could really help that for the better. And I know it would, but the fear of it is still there. I don't know why it is so strong. It took me a while to kind of like write out what I was going to talk about today, just because I kept drawing blanks. And even as I'm talking now, I'm still feeling like I'm hitting a wall a little bit. The the idea of this is uncomfortable for me to discuss with anyone. And like I'm here by myself, I'm talking to a camera through a microphone. Um, Inadvertently, well, advertently, it'll get to you, and I'll be speaking with you. But right now, I'm just with myself, and it's still hard. It's still hard to like just be truthful, be honest. It's a touchy subject. I don't spend nearly enough time working on this as I should, because it's tough. It's tough to break those bad habits that I've developed, and um, I won't go out of my way to like talk to somebody, or I won't go out of my way to like I won't put myself out there in a way that's meaningful most of the time. It takes me a while to break out of my shell with anybody. I'm usually pretty quiet at first, which I have gotten better at that, especially in social circumstances. It is something that I have worked on, which is hilarious because when I was drinking, I was extremely sociable. Um, you know, One of them, like, until it got bad, like, I was probably one of the funnest people you could ever party with. I was hilarious. I was always on point. Um, and then, obviously it gets that road gets darker. But um, I had to relearn a lot of the social skills again, and it took me a while. Once I first got sober, was August 2019, and then coming around to um, the beginning of the new year, I had moved to LA after about 4 months sober, just kind of starting a new life. Um, Everything was going to be open and exciting, and I was very much looking forward to growing and becoming a new person. And then boom, pandemic happens, and the world shuts down, everything shuts down. Nobody wants to talk to anybody. Nobody wants to hang around with anybody. Um, and this is at a crucial time, I believe, for me that I could have been working on. these things. I could have been working on what it was like to talk again. So I feel like I lost a lot of ground because of that stupid fucking pandemic. Um, the the outcome in the end was that I was able to break past, a lot of these molds that I set in for myself. But there was like a year of like, how the fuck do I do? Well, there's a year of like we're all sheltering in place, and nobody knew what was going on, and everyone was kind of on edge about everyone else, and there was all these political issues, and you couldn't really have just a normal conversation anymore, which really sucked for me because like that's all I needed. That's really all I needed to feel a little bit better. But um, but yeah, so like during that time, I kind of inadvertently learned how to distance myself. Unfortunately, that was something that I was comfortable with already, so it became pretty easy to just not talk to anybody. I had my close group of friends that we would hang out, we would talk during that time. But there was like nobody else out there. There's no one. I wasn't working on new relationships. I wasn't working on branching out and being somebody that can talk to somebody else with little to no issue. I still have trouble with that. But even before all that, I think like big reason why I was kind of so closed off, even going into that, was I got in this relationship and it was very strong and passionate, and one of those like fire sparks immediately and but burns out quickly. During that time, I felt taken advantage of. Like I showed my vulnerabilities, I showed my weaknesses, and they got taken advantage of. And I wasn't the perfect boyfriend, far from it. In the end, when I look at it, I was very, very much doing something for me. But I remember it getting very, very much worse at that time, when I was kind of blocking myself off that way. Um, it feels horrible to give yourself to somebody, open up, be vulnerable, and then they just take advantage of that, and um, they know how to twist you up and kind of get in and twist your mind a little bit and pull on your heartstrings when they need to, and they just know what to do, and like that has probably been one of the bigger reasons why I didn't and haven't been able to really break through that. Like that is it was tough for me to face that truth, and I have faced it more recently, but still it's like, how do I break past that? um, do I want to live the rest of my life alone and just be like, well, at least I'm protecting myself? Like, no, that's not healthy. That's not the way to really I should live. Um, but you know, letting somebody in and being vulnerable is not always bad, right? It could be somebody that knows how to twist your knobs and buttons in the right way and knows how to get more out of you in a positive way, and who can see what you're trying to do and help you. And that for some reason does not outweigh the negatives, that the fear aspect of it definitely 100% does not outweigh that. Um, and to be honest, I can't remember really a time thinking that I deserved love or felt love. I think from the time I even really realized what that was, it had already been so long of, you don't deserve it. You don't feel, or you don't deserve to feel this way. You don't really deserve to be happy. I feel that about myself a lot of times, which is crazy. Honestly, it's like, what, why would I put myself in that spot? Um, it is weird. Um, and I can't remember a time that I've felt in any serious manner like, hey, you're worth it. Congratulations, you did it. Maybe the first time I went to rehab and kind of started working there, like on my feelings and my emotions and my mental blocks and stuff, maybe then, but it was only at really the discretion of other people. Like other people would say, like you deserve this. Like you're bright, you're caring, you're kind, funny, like all these things. Um, but I didn't feel that about myself in any way. It was just other people saying these things and me trying to say those things about myself and you know break past these things. Um, but why do I feel like it should be that way? Um, and why don't I really appreciate myself in that kind of capacity? That's still kind of a mystery to me. I don't really have an answer there. Um, and honestly, I don't know how I can make my how I can make myself feel worthy of love. I feel like I'm lost. Um, Unfortunately, I feel like there's no direction, and I'm just steering, like I said, in floating in an ocean. Like I think I feel like I'm just sailing in any direction, and I'm still sailing. I don't feel like I've reached land, or even sea land. Um, but you know, on the surface level, I think like in order to allow myself to feel that kind of love and that appreciation, I have to feel that about myself. First of all, I have to be that person for me. I can't be I can't allow somebody else to be that. It's that codependency, um, which is not healthy either. It's very unhealthy actually. Which that was a big part of my downfall, was relying on other people to feel how I feel, and I still do that. Um, I still feel like if I were to get close to somebody, I'll be the one to destroy it. Um, I'll I'll destroy it before it even gets anywhere, just because I don't want it to get down that line or get down that road, and then boom, it happens. Um, so, God, this is going to be a short episode. Sorry for everyone who was hoping for a longer one, but this one's hopefully going to be worth it. Um, but anyways, um, I feel like this is important for me to talk about myself, because I do want to make changes. I don't think I'll ever reach my full potential without this, or with this kind of feeling. And I think that feeling that I'm searching for is just freedom, mentally, emotionally, and it's something that I desire strongly. I'm just kind of sick of like living like this, not letting go of fears, worried about failure all the time. I feel like I've shackled myself down and broken, put myself on these chains that I have not been able to break. Just want to be able to fly, just be gone, and love myself in that way. So I don't know what the lesson is here. I don't know if there is a lesson in this one, but I appreciate everyone kind of allowing me to talk this through. So thanks again. I love you all. Appreciate it. Thank you for listening. Remember, you are worthy. I'm able to pick this up, so that's proof that I'm worthy. So now I just have to believe it for myself and not have Mjolnir tell me. Got to get it through this thick skull. And it's not even that thick. Probably couldn't take a punch that well. But I love you. Thank you for tuning in. I'll catch you next time. Peace.